Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're digging into something really transforming farming, agricultural robotics. We're looking at this huge tech explosion and asking, can robots actually feed the world? Is automation the answer?
Well, the market certainly thinks something big is happening. The growth is. It's just incredible. Our sources show this sector rocketing from, $13.4 billion recently to a projected $86.5 billion by 2033.
Wow, that's huge.
It is a 20.5% annual increase. And get this, experts predict maybe 70% of farms will be using robots in some way by the end of this year.
Okay, 70%. That's massive adoption, really fast. Let's unpack that. This isn't just about, cool gadgets on the farm. It feels more like it's driven by necessity.
Absolutely.
We're seeing huge pressures, starting with, labor. The shortages are critical, aren't they?
Oh, definitely. We're hearing that something like 55% of farmers say they're directly affected. And in California, it was even starker last year. 70% of farmers there just couldn't find enough seasonal workers.
70%. That's got to drive up costs, put huge strains on just getting food produced.
It does. And then you layer on top of that sustainability pressures. We need to produce more food for nearly 10 billion people by 2050, but with a smaller environmental footprint.
Right, and climate change isn't helping.
Not at all. Think about the extreme weather events like those devastating hurricanes Helene and Milton just wiping out crops. It makes these adaptive automated systems look, pretty essential for resilience. It forces a shift, from just farming big areas to being really precise.
Surgical precision. Okay, let's talk tech then. Planting and weeding. I've read about planting robots with sub-centimeter accuracy. That sounds amazing.
It is. GPS sensors, it's incredibly accurate.
But the question always comes up, is this tech just for the huge mega farms? Is it pricing out smaller operations?
That's a really important point and a definite tension. But the tech is getting more modular, and that sub-centimeter accuracy. It's vital not just for planting, but making sure robots can come back later and harvest perfectly. For weeding, though, the real game changer is the approach. Instead of spraying chemicals everywhere, you have things like carbon robotics LaserWeeder. It uses AI, computer vision.
Lasers, seriously?
Yep, lasers. It sees a weed, identifies it, and zap. Destroys it with a focused light burst, leaving the crop untouched.
So targeted intervention, not broad chemical application.
Exactly. And you also see smaller, maybe more accessible units emerging, like Nexus Robotics or 2Weed2 or the digital farmhand. The idea there is maybe you run several smaller, lighter robots instead of one giant one. Could bring down the cost per acre.
Okay, that makes sense. Moving from that fine detail work to harvesting, that seems like a whole different challenge. Ripeness, texture, delicate fruit.
It's tough, yeah. But they're tackling it with specialization. Take Harvest, CROO. They focus specifically on strawberries. Their robots reportedly hit 98% accuracy, and they can pick a single plant in about 8 seconds. They're programmed to spot that perfect ripeness, that specific color and firmness.
Better consistency than a tired human worker, maybe.
Potentially, especially over long shifts. Then you have things like the Agribot E-Series. Multiple arms, again, programmed to only pick produce that's ready for market.
Right. And none of this precision works without good data, I guess. Which brings us to monitoring, drones. We hear about drones giving real-time info on soil, moisture, temperature, nutrients.
Yeah, they're becoming the eyes in the sky. But it's more than just pictures.
You hear these terms like thermal, LiDAR, hyperspectral sensors. What does that actually do for a farmer?
It's about versatility, really. Immediate insights. Take Precision Hawk drones. They have this swappable payload bay.
Meaning you can change the sensors.
Exactly. So one flight, maybe use a standard camera. Next flight, pop in a thermal sensor. Suddenly you can see, say, irrigation leaks instantly.
I see.
Or you use LiDAR to get a super detailed 3D map of the field's contours. That helps understand water flow, drainage, optimizing every drop.
We saw a real-world example of that, didn't we? Bowles Farming Company in California.
That's right, a huge operation, 11,000 acres.
And they basically replaced manual surveying with drones.
Completely. And the key was the immediate data feedback. They could adjust water, fertilizer, not just field by field, but zone by zone within a field based on what the drones were telling them right then.
So it leads to much smarter resource use.
That's the core takeaway, really. Robotics isn't just, a fancy add-on. It improves crop management, definitely helps with labor efficiency and consistency, and offers real cost savings by cutting down wastewater, chemicals, fertilizer.
And looking ahead, the sources hint at even more advanced stuff, like Autonomous robot swarms.
Yeah, imagine robots working together, communicating, sharing data across a whole farm or even a region, optimizing everything in real time.
Specialized robots for niche tasks, too, like pruning vines or trees.
And advanced AI pulling together all this data from drones, ground sensors, robots, weather forecasts to make incredibly complex decisions.
It definitely feels like we're just scratching the surface.
We absolutely are. The integration is still early days in the grand scheme of things, but the potential is undeniable. So the final thought maybe is this. If these autonomous farming systems really do start communicating and self-optimizing, what level of global food security could that unlock?
And what does that mean for the farmer? It sounds like a very different, maybe more technical role in the future.
Exactly. A lot to think about as this tech just keeps